Okay, one more video. I've had a lot of people asking me about, how do you have them, something they've handwritten or a picture they've done or video, how do you have them upload that? So this is what I do. This is an assignment for I want them to upload a picture of a puzzle that they put together. So I went through, I've done on my title, I have uploaded the Google form. So I'm going to show you. This is the form that I made. Okay, so I made this, I consider this like my template. Notice I always title my stuff Google Upload that are specifically for the Google Upload. It also helps the kids to be able to see that name on there. So this is where they're gonna put their picture. I have added a table. I also want them, uh, your puzzle have been, I also want them to answer a little question about it. So I'm also going to give them a space to be able to put their answer in. So I'm going to go to table, I'm going to insert 1, and then they will be able to write in that, and that expands as they write. So that's really nice. And then they have a set spot to put their picture. It helps a lot when I go to grade it. Okay, so back to my classroom. I have their components of DNA. I'm going to make sure that I click make a copy for each student. That is super important. You can go through, do your due date, topic, points, all that stuff. Assign. Okay, so then I'm going to show you what this looks like from a kid's point of view. And I refresh. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so it was the DNA assignment. So I am now a kid, okay? And I'm going to view that assignment. Notice now as a kid, um, it looks like this. So as soon as you click that, let me get rid of this stuff. As soon as I click that make a copy for each student, it will show up like this for the students. So it's very evident that this is what they need to turn in. Okay. They can private comment you. So this would be nice to kind of tell your kids that if they're needing to give you information to do that. So they're going to click here. Now they're supposed to take a picture. So there's a couple different ways they can do this. One of the ways that I teach my kids is I go to insert, image. Now, if they've taken the picture already, they can upload it just like they would do anything else. If they put it into their drive, they can do that very easily. They can also go if they have a camera, they can go by camera. So they hit camera. Let's say this is my picture, which it's not, but anyway, okay. Then they have to position it, click the camera, insert. I would probably leave them a note on this and say, hey, you need to give me a better picture than that. Which a lot of times that happens a lot when you first start. So yeah, so they can insert all sorts of different ways in here. Then they would answer this question, and then they are going to hit the turn in button. Okay, once they do that, that piece is turned in. Now, one of the things that I want to caution you on, they can also, so they'll turn in, they can also hit add or create, which I have a lot of kids use this. So let's say sometimes, I don't know, they get all flustered. And so sometimes they just want to upload directly their picture directly here. Even if you don't have a Google Doc for them, they will have this option. So you could just tell them, and a lot of the kids already know how to do this, is just say, upload a picture of your assignment. So if you don't want to go through the process of putting a Google Doc, you don't need to. They can just come here, click add. They can either go through Google Drive or link or file. They can even make a new document and stick it in that. Some other things I've seen kids do is they've done slides. If you have, David Shaletti was talking about being able to put their journal pages in there. And so they could give you a picture of all their pages in a slide format. You could give them the slide already with a template and how you want it to be done. So there is lots of different ways that you can do that and look at it. So I can go back here, I can click turn in. Okay, so now as I went back to I'm gonna go back to being a kid. There's my kid one. Um, they have already turned it in. Attachment will be submitted for DNA because I made one. Okay, so once they hit that turn in up here, they're good to go. Now, one of the things you can talk to your kids about is this unsubmit button. They can unsubmit until you have graded it. Once you have graded it, you own it, and until you return it, they can't do anything with it. So once you start grading, once you've graded it, they don't have ownership of it anymore. So you want to, if a kid needs to change something before you've graded it, hit unsubmit. If you want them to do something with their paper, you need to return it. Then they can be able to work on it again and they can resubmit from there. Okay, I think that is my really brief way as a teacher. What do I see? This is what I see under the classwork. I go to DNA. I will view my assignment. I can see that Coogie has turned it in. Jacob has not. Such a slacker kid. And then I can click on it here. I can look at the picture. So I can look at that. Sometimes I will expand it so that I can see it a little bit better. I will grade here. I can tell Coogie, who's my secret student here, better picture next time. Or I can even tell them, hey, I'm not going to grade this, resubmit. I will give them a grade here. We're going to give them a 60% today. And then I will hit post for my comment. I will tell them to return it. Now, one of the things you don't have to return every time if you're doing a whole bunch, you can do all of them. And then when you come back, this will repopulate. It should show 60 here. And then when I have all of my kids, I can do a mass return at once, which is usually a little bit easier. The other thing that's awesome is, so I'm going to return this and I can return that right there. And then the other thing is so Jacob here, he hasn't turned his stuff in. So let's say you have 10 kids that haven't turned their thing in. So what you can do right here, before you move anywhere else, click that, click the email, and I can just say really quick, it's already showing what the assignment is, and I can say, please get in assignment, please get in assignment ASAP. And then, or I can make any other notes I need to, and I can send that directly right then to their school email. You can also, if I just wanted to talk to Jacob, I could just select him, or if I wanted to tell Coogie, hey man, Coogie, you did a great job, but your picture is horrible. So, or whatever you're going to say. So you can be able to then just email them. Okay. I hope this helped a little bit. And once again, if you have any questions, just give me a holler.